Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Razovy, and today I want to talk about hustle culture and why it is unhealthy. Now, this is most likely quite a controversial take, especially for the people watching my video, because I know that you guys are about my age, sometimes a little younger, sometimes a little older, but I mean, like, we're still kind of young out here. And I know that especially for this age group, hustle culture is quite a thing, right? It's something that a lot of people care about a lot and believe strongly in. And for many years, I was the same. I genuinely believed a lot in the whole hustle culture and grinding it up and working as hard as you could in order to achieve something. And basically this year, I think basically starting from January, I really stopped with the whole hustle culture thing and got a different view on the whole process. So let's start at the beginning and just take a look at where this will take us. But really, for years, I grinded up. Okay, I grinded it up. I had multiple YouTube channels. I did affiliate marketing. I had Instagram theme pages. I did teaching. I did all kinds of stuff in order to make money online. And to be fair, and I'm going to be completely transparent here, I did make money with this. It's not like it didn't work. Certain things definitely did not work. Other things worked way better than certain other things. Sure, that's all true. But if I take a look at my earnings throughout the years, I can see that I have made a substantial amount of money simply from hustle culture, from grinding it up, okay? But if I'm also going to be honest here, right? If I compare all of the money that I made via my side hustles, right, and compare that to my 9 to 5 job, I made way more with just working a regular 9 to 5. And I mean way more. We're talking about a lot more money than just my side hustle stuff. And when I take a look back at, well, what cost me the most energy, sure, I mean, in hindsight, my 9 to 5 cost me the most energy because that is like, it's your job, right? But whenever I got home from my job, I would then continue with my side hustles. And in hindsight, that was not necessary. That's a very unhealthy way of doing things. Now, if you have a hobby and you want to spend time on that, and it is also your side hustle, that's one thing. For example, my YouTube channels, I have two. I'll link my other personal channel in the description and in the pinned comment. Yeah, that's my hobby. With my personal channel, I don't even make any money off of it. You know what I mean? So it's and I still love to do it. So there's nothing wrong with having a hobby, but there sure as hell is something wrong with obsessively working on things to make a little bit of extra cash, just because that is what you have to do in your early years. That is not true at all. That is not true at all. If you have a regular 9 to 5 and you can pay your bills, you're good. And you know what I also noticed? Something that I noticed quite a bit when I take a look at my own friends is that, well, many of the people that I know that either want to start a side hustle, have a side hustle, have multiple side hustles, the trend that I see is that most of them have no money. Nothing. Zilch. But that got me thinking, why don't they have any money? Because they also have a 9 to 5. It's not like that they don't have a job, you know what I mean? And it's because they don't save. They don't save money. And although I can understand certain situations where people are unable to save, most people, if they work, are able to save, even if it's just a little bit of money, but they're able to save money. And I'm not talking about thousands of dollars every single month. That's a whole different ballpark. That's not what I'm going for here. But every single person that works is able to save money in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just a little bit. But what do most people do? Lifestyle creep, right? Lifestyle inflation. Oh, I make more money. I'm going to spend more money. Why? Why not save that money? You're going to need it eventually. If you want to go on a nice holiday, or if you want to have money saved up for retirement, or maybe you have car payments or whatever the hell that you need, right? Maybe your car breaks down and you need to pay for it, but whoops, I don't have the money for it. No, of course not, because you're spending all of your money. The point I'm trying to make is, instead of constantly grinding it up with side hustles and making more and more and more money, how about learning how to save? How about learning how to put away money? And I'm not talking about investing here, okay? Because that's the second thing that grinds my gears. Don't put your money in the bank. Make it work for you. Bro, calm down. Really. Yes, investing can be a nice thing to do, but there's a problem with investing as well. It's not free money, right? Put it in the S&P 500 and it will always be great. No. Because of the tariffs, for example, many people lost an awful lot of money even though they put it in the S&P 500. You know where your money is safe? In the bank. That's where it's safe. And learning how to save money by putting it in a bank account, a savings account, that's all you gotta do. Then you're good. You don't need a side hustle if you have money saved up. I'll give you an example about my own life. I have so much money saved up that if I decided not to work for the upcoming, let's say, 5 years, I wouldn't have to. Living in Holland, which is a very expensive country, if I would move to, I don't know, Vietnam, Thailand, I could stretch that out for maybe even 10 to 12 years of not working. Don't get me wrong. I'm still young, so I want to work. I want to do stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I want to retire because I don't have enough money to, retire forever. It doesn't work that way. But I mean, like, think about it. I have so much money saved up that I can, like, not do stuff for a long time. And how did I manage to do that? By simply saving money, not putting it in the S&P 500, not making it work for me, not having a trillion side hustles because I needed to get more and more and more. Yes, I had a side hustle. I had multiple. Did I save up some money because of it? Yes. If I didn't do that though, and if I would have gotten home from work and just played on my PlayStation, I would have still been able to save a lot of money. Why? Because it's not about side hustles. This whole hustle culture is so unhealthy. Most people would benefit more from working a 9 to 5 and just saving up some money than actually getting this whole hustle culture, side hustle BS. It's not necessary. But the problem is most people don't know how to save. Most people eat out a lot of, basically almost every single day, or order in, I don't know, food. Most people want to spend a lot of money on beer and alcohol and that kind of stuff. Most people do stupid stuff with their money simply because. And it makes sense because what is it that you're taught as a child by most parents nowadays? If you have some money, if you earn some money as a child, whether you get it or you work for it, doesn't matter. Yeah, make sure to save up. And then once you've saved up, go buy something nice with it. What do you mean go buy something nice with it? What is it that you teach your children with that? The moment that you have money, spend it. And if you don't have enough money, save it up until you can spend it. This is the problem with society. We are taught from an early age that money is there to only spend and to spend it all immediately. But that's not the purpose of money. Money buys freedom. This is the only thing that I agree with this whole hustle culture. That's the only thing I agree with. Money is freedom. And by having more money, you have more freedom. That's the only thing I agree with when it comes to the whole hustle culture part. Everything else, like doing all of this side hustle BS, I don't agree with. Get a 9 to 5, work, save up. Yeah, it's not as glamorous as doing a side hustle. Definitely true, but it works. But look, if there's one thing that I want to teach from this video, if there's one thing that, especially if you're younger and you're still trying to figure out life and you don't have a family yet and you're just kind of cruising, right? You're kind of on cruise control here. Don't do side hustles. Work or study, depending on where you are in your life. Save up money. And I'm not talking about thousands of dollars. Let's say that you make, let's make it simple. Let's say you make $1,000 a month. Let's say that you're really young, you're still in high school or university, whatever the hell that you do, university. Let's say you make $1,000. Save, even if it's just $50. Save it. You can save $50 to $100. Yes, you can. Anyone can. And eventually, over a longer period of time, you have a nice sum. You don't need hustle culture. Hustle culture is incredibly unhealthy because you don't need to work constantly. You have nothing to prove to anyone because your bank account, if you save up, that is your proof. And you know what the cool part is? It's not proof towards others, it's proof for yourself. So please, don't hustle. Just work normally or start a business if you really want to. But most people just get a job, which makes a lot of sense because most businesses fail in the first place. And just save up. Learn how to save money. Really. And if you guys are interested, if you're really interested, leave it in the comments. I don't mind making a video about how to save money. It's not hard. I do it too. Anyone can. Even if you don't make a lot of money. Even if you have kids. Even if you have a family, you can save money. Even if it's a little. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Razovy. You were you. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.